If I'm holding this bag, you know something is up at Subway. But I couldn't resist this time, believe it or not. Subway dropped 3 new sandwiches and a new bread, so I had to try this out today. Let's get into this video. So Subway dropped a ghost pepper menu, which consists of their new ghost pepper bread. It says limited time only, and for once it sounded really interesting. So there are 3 different types of sandwiches. There's the Subway steak, there is a fiery meatball, and a fiery chicken sandwich. I am very open about this fact. I'm not the biggest fan of Subway, but when I did eat Subway, the one thing that I actually found enjoyable, you can even see in my video, was their meatball sub, their meatball sub. And the fire meatball sub actually sounded interesting. I wanted to see what the ghost pepper bread was like. So we're going to start with that today, man. Make sure you guys drop a thumbs up if you know that if I went to Subway, it's because people were asking and I love y'all. But I'm ready for this one. So let's open this bad boy up. Man. That was awful, wasn't it? We're going to leave that in because y'all can see how stupid I am. So, yep, there it is. So there's their fiery meatball sandwich. I don't want to get crumbs on my car because this bread has like some sort of, I got to show y'all, man. Y'all got to get in here for this one. So the bread has some sort of like crust on it. I can feel the damn crumbs getting in my car, bro. I just washed it. So on here comes pepper jack cheese, jalapenos, pepperoni, sriracha sauce, Parmesan cheese. So they added a bunch of spicy ingredients. There's also jalapeno on here. The one thing, again, the meatball sub is not a bad thing for me. So let's try it. This is decent for Subway. It's decent. I feel like I'm waiting for the, oh, wait, there's a little kick, a little bit. It kind of gives off like a spicy meatball sandwich kind of vibe. The sriracha is where the kick comes from in the jalapenos. This is the first sandwich in like a decade from Subway that I actually don't mind. But let's try this bread by itself. So there's like a toasted, the ghost pepper tastes like hot sauce to me. But again, most franchises, when they say ghost pepper, it's like a marketing ploy. What they really mean is slightly spicier than hot sauce, and for that it succeeds. There's a decent amount of cheese on here. Their meatballs just by default are like embarrassingly small compared to other places. But I knew that. I have a paper cut on my thumb. And I just got creamy sriracha in it, and immediately it started burning. Like, the odds. But, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't mind this. Am I saying in any way, shape, or form that this is on par with any other chain sub meatball sandwich? No. Am I saying that this is the first thing from Subway that I actually find to be okay and would eat it? Yes. Do I think it's better than their original meatball sub? The recent ones I've had. Toasted bread, pepperoni and cheese. They gave me a ton of sauce. Again, I ordered this on an app, so they were made by the time I got in there. I guess this is how they just make it. But I have to give you one asterisk again, just by full transparency. These sandwiches are still ridiculously expensive, but I think we all have established that it is by now. But just in case somebody doesn't know, a foot long is $12.59. A 6-inch is $7.49. I know you can use the apps and get discounts and stuff like that. So please, before you walk in there, if you're going to try this, use the app. If you have any sort of discount that you can get, make sure you take advantage of that, because that is crazy expensive for Subway. These days, it's about the right price. But being as non-biased as I possibly can be, if I'm rating this against chain subs, I would give this a 7 out of 10. That is the highest thing you'll ever hear me give a Subway. So if you like Subway, I think you'll actually enjoy that. And spicy food. Next up is their spicy nacho steak. So it's like a spicy, their version of a Philly cheesesteak. Oh man, look, I chose to eat in the car. So it has their new cheddar cheese sauce, green peppers, red onions, jalapenos, on that ghost pepper bread, creamy sriracha sauce, and then their sub crunch, which I tried one other time. It's like a little like crispy puffed wheat kind of thing. But let's see what it tastes like. That took a really long time to chew. Their steak is really chewy. But again, this isn't really a review on that. So I'll try to keep it to whatever it is. I don't like this because I don't like their steak, but everything else, like the bread, is really the star of the show, and I'm going to try to stay focused on that. The ghost pepper bread is something that I think is pretty good. It's a great idea. It provides like a little spicy kick and some like jalapenos and stuff to the sandwich. That's cool. Again, I just keep harping on that cheese stick because I can't get over how it's like stuck in my teeth. The sub crunch. It literally, like, I feel like they could have just used like crushed up Doritos or chips or something and it would have tasted better. They don't taste like anything, but they add a crunchy texture. It reminds you of chips on a sandwich, but I'd rather put chips on a sandwich. So I'm going to put chips on a sandwich. Red onion. That's better, but that's the idea of it. The creamy sriracha, I like. I would get that on any sandwich with like a mayo, and it would work really well. If I was picking, I would definitely just go with the meatball. I'll try the chicken. I have the chicken here to see if it's any good. Again, I just think that the cheesesteak is just a bad call. I think the chicken might work a little bit better. This one, I know y'all saw that too. I'm such an old man with those cars, bro. They're so annoying. This sandwich, on a chain scale, I would give a 5 out of 10. It's very average because the steak just brings it down, but the rest of it's not bad. And last, when I went in there, I didn't know that this one was on the freaking menu, but I found it as I was standing in there. I saw the menu, so I got this one last minute, and it's their spicy nacho chicken. This is like this is the first one that I've gotten that's kind of stale. It's not a good sign, but let's open her up. Again, I ordered these as is. Like, when you go in the app, they have certain things checked off. This is how they come. So, the spicy nacho chicken is basically the same thing as the other one. So, it's got the sub crunch, the jalapenos, the creamy sriracha, the ghost pepper bread, but it's on their rotisserie chicken. Every time I have Subway, people say, I have to get the rotisserie chicken. I tried it once. Not a fan, but we're here. Let's try the chicken. It's okay. Honestly, if you're a Subway person, the chicken is better than their other chicken. That I will give you. It's still not great, but it is better. But let me get an actual bite because all I bit was bread here. This is better than the steak for sure. Because at least the chicken is like kind of moist comparatively. The steak just ruins the other one. This is like literally the same sandwich, but sub the steak. These are decent. This one's bread is kind of stale. But again, I'm trying to be as non-Subway biased as possible because if you click in this video, you kind of already know what Subway is. And if you got a good location, you won't run into this. I would eat this. I feel like the chicken isn't doing too much, but everything else is making it a decent sandwich. Again, if you're going to buy these sandwiches, they're not worth $12.99, so if you have the apps and you know how to work like the discounts, because some of y'all do, y'all are Subway people, it's worth it in that case. $8 for this isn't that bad because it's a 6-inch. I don't know why the foot long, just because in my head, I grew up in $5 foot long era. But it's the exact same sandwich, like I said, so I don't dislike this. I think this is probably on par with the meatball one. And I cannot believe I'm saying this. These are the first 2 sandwiches that I've had from Subway. Man, 2015? Somewhere around there. That I'm actually like, this isn't bad. And I don't feel like I lit my money on fire. And I would also give this a 7 out of 10. That really not bad at all. I'll also say this. Subway is clearly trying to make some sort of active thing to get people, because their sales have been down over the last whatever. And they completely redid the restaurant. Like, it doesn't look anything like it did from the last time I went. They got like a big ass neon sign. They've gone away with their old color palette, which was like that green and yellow Green Bay Packers looking restaurant. They're trying. They're clearly pay a lot of celebrities to push their subs and stuff like that. This is a step in the right direction. I still think that your subs compared to the big boys are a little overpriced and you don't provide the same type of quality or value, in my opinion. But this is a step in the right direction. I'm trying to be nice to Subway in a very constructive way. I'm not the biggest fan, but people clearly love it. And I think that if you want to get back to like your golden era, you may not have to go back to not necessarily $5 footlong, but just pushing the value, because that's the big reason, the big draw that Subway always had was your value. Value for dollar. It didn't have to be $5 anymore, but in the $5 footlong era, myself included, I went there because I knew that I could go with like $10 and get 2 fat sub sandwiches. And they weren't the best quality subs in the world, but they were okay. And like, I was hungry. So give me that and a bag of chips, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? And that was the big thing. And I think that a lot of these companies, Subway included, has gotten away from doing that kind of stuff. But, you know, anyway, I wanted to try this. It did sound interesting, and I'm truthfully glad that I did. I'm still not a fan of Subway, but this is the first, if you watch my other Subway videos, I do not like Subway at all. I'm probably one of their biggest haters in the world, but I'm still not biased when it comes to doing food reviews. I go in with a clean slate as far as I'm going to give the damn sandwich a chance, and I did, and it's decent. You're a Subway fan, I really think that you want to try these, for real. So, I tried them. I did it. I love y'all, man. I made it out alive. And actually, there was no flies in there for once, too, which was cool. But that's going to be the end of the video, man. I got to get over to the gym. Y'all don't give a shit what I'm doing. I love y'all, man. We'll be back tomorrow. More content, man. The hand signs, they made it to YouTube.